Anyone who keeps up with American politics knows who Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is, but let me assure you, none of you really know her. What we uncovered in preparation for this video is truly disturbing and shocking. Some of this you've never seen, some of it you've forgotten, and some of it should be career-ending, but most likely Marjorie Taylor Greene will continue to be one of the most influential members of the Republican Party for years to come. And that's what I want you to keep in mind as we go on this journey together. We'll be talking about conspiracy theories, disturbing videos, and yes, her alleged affair with a polyamorous sex guru. As she rises in relevance and attains more power in the GOP, Marjorie Taylor Greene has done all she can to hide her past and rewrite her history. But Marjorie, we found it, and we're showing it today. This is Investigating Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I'm Marjorie Greene.
I was a victim of the January 6th riot. This earth warming and carbon is actually healthy for us. Many in our government are actively worshiping Satan.
While Marjorie has become known for her wild and bizarre moments in Congress,
I'll give you a copy.
Stop being a hypocrite. Yeah, this is how it is here now.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on. I will be filing articles of impeachment on Joe Biden.
to really understand Marjorie Taylor Greene, you have to go back before her election to Congress in November of 2020. Some people don't know this, but the reason MTG even became a candidate for office was because of her participation in MAGA online spaces as an influencer. She made her name in MAGA with videos like this one, harassing a school shooting survivor.
You get over 30 appointments with senators. How'd you do that? How did you get major press coverage on this issue? He's got nothing to say. Sad. He has nothing to say because he's paid to do this.
And strangely harassing AOC.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I'm an American citizen. I pay your salary. If you want to be a big girl, you need to get rid of your diaper and come out and be able to talk to the American citizens instead of us having to use a little flap.
But unfortunately for her, being a MAGA influencer means many of the things that she's now trying to hide are online, and as they say, that never goes away.
Video from 2019 surfaced today.
Marjorie Greene in 2018 and 2019.
This video has since been unearthed.
Her past comments from 2018, 2019 suggesting support for executing prominent Democratic politicians.
Whether it be 9/11, school shootings, wildfires, or Hillary Clinton cutting off the face of someone and wearing it as her own, yep, there's not a conspiracy theory that Marjorie Taylor Greene hasn't believed in.
I do think he won the 2020 election. Many in our government are actively worshiping Satan. How do you get avid gun owners to give up their guns and go along with anti-gun legislation? Maybe you accomplish that by performing a mass shooting into a crowd that is very likely to be conservative.
Almost sounds like it's designed to persuade Republicans to go along with more gun control. Oh, you know, that would sound like a conspiracy theory, right? Of course.
This earth warming and carbon is actually healthy for us.
It's odd, there's never any evidence shown for a plane in the Pentagon.
One thing that has gotten Marjorie into trouble is her tendency to like comments on social media, liking comments, showing her support for some of the most deranged statements. For example, she liked the comment that pushed the phrasal drip conspiracy, a belief that, as I previously mentioned, Hillary Clinton tortured a young girl on video, cutting off her skin and wearing it as a mask before drinking her blood in satanic ritual, I guess. And it's also claimed that Clinton killed NYPD officers who saw the video and covered up their deaths as suicides. Do I have to note that there's no evidence behind any of those claims? Or liking a comment on Facebook expressing support for killing Nancy Pelosi.
It's true, though, that you liked a post
that suggested that, quote, a bullet to the head of Nancy Pelosi would be a quicker way to remove her as Speaker of the House than impeachment, right?
I have no idea who liked that.
Okay.
Something you've likely heard is that Marjorie Taylor Greene supported QAnon in the past. And as a reminder, QAnon is the conspiracy theory that claims the world is run by a cabal of Satan-worshipping child sex traffickers, which essentially is made up of all the people they hate, the Clintons, Obamas, the Bidens, etc. And they also believe the children are then killed and eaten, because why not? And the chemical adrenochrome is extracted from the children for the cabal to consume so that they can live longer and be more youthful, which this practice of consuming adrenochrome to appear more youthful is clearly working. And of course, mixed up in this is all sorts of conspiracy theories like JFK and just about every other one you've heard of. And of course, the key part of it to them is that Trump is the hero who's going to come in and take all the bad people down. And here's what Marjorie Greene said about the supposed leader of QAnon.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure, but we do not know who Q is.
She also said, quote, "I'm very excited about that. Now there's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take this global cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles out, and I think we have the president to do it." Oh, Marjorie. Now, this video would become way too long if we really dove into every single insane thing Marjorie has ever believed in, like Pizzagate, the conspiracy theory that led to a shooting at a pizzeria by a believer of it. But before we move on from conspiracy theories and into something somehow more disturbing, we do, of course, have to include this.
On a now deleted Facebook post, Greene questioned whether California's deadly campfire in 2018 was started by lasers beamed down from outer space. Lasers, she says, somehow connected to the Rothschilds, the Jewish space lasers.
The next important characteristic of Marjorie Taylor Greene is her history of encouraging violence.
You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully like Joe Biden wants.
Stay the hell out of Northwest Georgia.
The only way you get your freedoms back is it's earned with the price of blood.
She's a traitor to our country. She's guilty of treason. It's a crime punishable by death.
You know, one thing Marge constantly is struggling with is people calling her out on her bigotry. But don't worry, I think we found what can exonerate her on that front. Take a look.
I know a ton of white people that are as lazy and sorry and probably worse than black people I know.
Marjorie Taylor Greene also has a track record of incendiary and racist rhetoric.
There is an Islamic invasion into our government offices right now. If you want Islam and Sharia law, you stay over there in the Middle East. You know what? You can have a whole bunch of wives or goats or sheep or whatever you want.
And I see white people, black people, brown people, yellow people.
Joe Biden's 5 million illegal aliens are on the verge of replacing you. Replacing your jobs and replacing your kids in school. And coming from all over the world, they're also replacing your culture.
Now, we'll get back to more important subjects, but first we need to address a wild story that was reported on by the Daily Mail. While Marjorie Taylor Greene proclaims to exhibit superior morality and represent the party of family values, and those superior values allow her to demonize and dehumanize in her logic others in shockingly vitriolic ways because she disagrees with their lifestyle. By her own standards, Marjorie Taylor Greene has a problematic alleged past.
Revealing allegations that controversial QAnon Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene openly cheated on her husband of 25 years with a polyamorous tantric sex guru, and then had another affair with the manager at her gym.
Now, at the time of that reporting, the polyamorous tantric sex guru, as he was described, that Marjorie had the alleged affair with, didn't respond, but he has sort of responded since then. And by the way, in case you're curious, because you probably are, he is now on OnlyFans, so that's fine. He said, quote, "It does sadden me to see the type of person she has chosen to become. I feel like I knew her at her best, and unfortunately, she's drifted far from that life. I still wish her the best. And by the way, he's politically the opposite of her, which is interesting. But their alleged affair, I should note, was sometime before she became the political figure we now know, so that might play into it. But let's check out who this guy is.
If you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel by clicking that subscribe button.
And for the sake of accuracy, I should note that Marjorie Taylor Greene is now divorced with her husband. And again, your personal life is your personal life, but this stuff does become fair game when you target people based on their personal lives repetitively and viciously, as MTG has done. And now, while I take a break, I need a break, okay? You're gonna watch this just for the heck of it. Honestly, her work ethic with working out is one of the rare things I do respect about her. But the next thing that you should know about Marjorie Taylor Greene is that she really doesn't like masks, or as she often calls them, mask.
I'd like to address the House about how children feel about masks, filling stadiums without masks, going many places all over this country without masks. They are forced to wear masks every single day at school, and it's wrong. Actually, it's child abuse, and they are sick and tired of being forced to wear masks.
Marjorie was caught with a Confederate flag cooler in her garage. She celebrated a Confederate monument, not realizing it was a Union monument, and she, of course, referred to the Gestapo police as the Gazpacho police.
DC gulag, but now we have Nancy Pelosi's Gazpacho police.
And of course, you have her iconic peach tree dish remark.
They want to know when you're eating. They want to know if you're eating a cheeseburger, which is very bad because Bill Gates wants you to eat his fake meat that grows in a peach tree dish. So you'll probably get a little zap inside your body and that's saying, no, don't eat a real cheeseburger. You need to eat the fake burger, the fake meat from Bill Gates.
She called Joe Biden Hitler, spoke at a white nationalist convention, pushed the Great Replacement theory, and loves levying this attack against her political opponents.
The Democrats are the party of pedophiles. The Democrats are the party of princess predators from Disney.
The Democrat Party is the party of child abuse. It's the party that represents grooming children and sexualizing them in school.
This Democrat Party who is basically pro-pedophile at this point.
They support grooming children.
Wow. Also, you remember when she suggested that the left is turning America gay?
Probably in about 4 or 5 generations, no one will be straight anymore. Everyone will be either gay or trans or...
Now, interestingly, when Marjorie is confronted on her past views, she really does not like it.
You did suggest that the California wildfires at the time had been started by PG&E in conjunction with the Rothschilds using a space laser.
Well, you know, people have twisted my words nonstop, and I guess that's what you're going to continue to do.
Marjorie,
I don't handle it, I don't deal with it, and I cast it to the
Marjorie,
side.
I have
you know, there's a lot of issues happening that...
Now, there was one time when she admitted to believing these things and chalked it all up to falling down a social media rabbit hole.
Didn't you also say around that period that you had been a follower of QAnon conspiracy theories?
Well, like a lot of people today, I had easily gotten sucked into some things I'd seen on the internet.
Now, as I've said many times, the issue is not whether or not MTG still believes any one of these individual crazy things. The issue is that as a grown adult, she didn't have the critical thinking skills to understand the absurdity of those beliefs. And it's really difficult in the middle of your life to all of a sudden develop those sorts of critical thinking skills, which is why Marjorie should have more humility when she's confidently saying things that are absurd now, like the election was stolen.
We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide.
I do think about this a lot. It's weird that Marjorie can't get herself to think, maybe if I had to admit on national TV that I was so bad at deciphering fact from fiction that I believed nearly every one of the craziest conspiracy theories there are, then maybe, just maybe, I'm not the best person to perpetuate these election conspiracies with credibility. Maybe the same things in my thinking are going wrong now with this subject, as went wrong with those subjects I had to admit were bonkers. Now, since she became a congresswoman, Marjorie has become known for wild speeches on the House floor, demonizing one group after another, insane interviews with MAGA podcasters, but she's also become known for her temper.
So, what about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers, and really, why don't you fuck off? How about that?
Thanks, thank you very much.
No, I don't want to.
If you're subpoenaed to testify by the January 6th committee, if you're subpoenaed to testify,
that's out of the way. You're blocking a member of Congress. You're blocking a member of Congress.
Frankly, he can kiss my ass.
Joe Biden, you're not a president. You're a piece of shit.
In preparing for this video, one of the things we struggled with was the sheer magnitude of crazy. There are too many moments we wanted to review. So this is the part of the video where, after editing the whole thing to be smooth and cohesive, as hopefully you've perceived, we're gonna stick some of the miscellaneous stuff that you should see that we came across in our researching for the video.
Newman, she works across the hall from Klan Mom. Her daughter happens to be transgender, so she decided to put up a flag outside her office by putting up a sign outside her office that said there are two genders, male and female. Trust the science. Now she trusts the science.
Cartels love the Democrats. Yeah, they're down there, they're like this. They're like, we're making a lot of money off of Biden, Joe Biden. That's my really bad Mexican accent.
It's a dose of Chinese-style socialism none of us ever want to see again.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
So here's the point of all this. The Republican Party chooses day after day to uplift and celebrate the extremism of Marjorie Taylor Greene, and for that, they should be severely judged. Thank you so much for watching. If you appreciate the work that we do, I would greatly appreciate you clicking the join button below that gives you access to members-only content and supports what we're doing every single day. I'll see you in the next video.